Hey everyone. What we have today is kind of an interesting logistical suggestion that I might have for you. No, we're not going to talk about picking and manipulating, EVA 3KS systems, although that would be fun. No, these are actually locks that go on a deadbolt for a buddy of mine. We're installing it in his place. Don't worry, I actually asked him, I said, I wanted to talk about this, but it's a shame I can only talk about it if I show the keys. He's like, yeah, fuck it. I don't care if you show the keys. It's who the hell's going to duplicate a 3KS? So, all right, I guess, that challenge is thrown down. But when you do get a new lock, this is something I've started to do, and it's made my life just a lot happier. Let's say here we have four keys to this lock, right? Now, if you start giving these keys to a spouse, a family member, you name it, hopefully they don't lose them, right? Hopefully you can always track that. But just to be a little extra sure of how that's going to go, I like to number my keys. And I'm not talking about the actual, factory locksmith supplier code. I'm talking about adding an extra numerical or alphanumerical stamp onto your keys. You can pick these kind of stamps up for pretty cheap. I even got mine from a locksmith that was going out of business in Canada when I was visiting. So being able to just do kind of a really quick blam onto various locks or other devices, I really like tools like this. So in the case of a new lock like this, here is what I would do. I do this for my own locks whenever I've had to repin and change them out, or I recommend this to friends and family. Let's get ourselves a sacrificial board so we're not destroying the workbench any more than we have to. And I'll take the first key, all right? Lay it down, pick a spot where you're going to have some room, either up on the bow of the key, or I think in this case we're going to go right about here. Here's our number one. Number one is facing us, and hold your ears. There we go. So we've got a nice number one on that key. All right, moving along. Let's get stamp number two. Let's mark key number two. Excellent. Not too bad. Key three. These are solid keys. Look at that. I barely even marked it. These are some solid steel proper keys. Now, if you have a nice die punch holder, so you're coming straight down on it, that of course can help you a little more. And finally, we'll get key number four marked. You might say, Dave, you're not a massive institution. You're not a college or a big business campus. Why would you go to all this trouble, noise, and effort? Well, here's why. So, like I said, I realize, you're not an institutional locksmith or something, but I'd bet a lot of you out there use a tool like a password manager, right? If you do that, I advocate keeping a separate group in there just for key biddings, combinations, and the like. So in this case, right, we've got our buddy, we've got their new house. I would mark down, okay, key one, who has key one? Key one's on Frank's key ring. Key two, well, that's his spouse. Key three, all right, the neighbor's got that, and key four is a spare. So at any given time, if you come across a key, and for whatever reason, you're like, oh, wait, why is this, who left this in the truck? And you're like, key four, well, key four should be, that's the spare, that's from the safe. Or you come across one and you're like, key one, why is key one off my key ring? That's supposed to be my key one. And if you ever lose a key, outright lose a key, if you eventually just decide, all right, we're not going to rekey because we think, we actually think someone, a little kid, I lost that key in the storm drain. All right, well, just mark, okay, oh, Tony the neighbor, okay, lost. And then when you finally get a spare key, like, all right, key five, Tony the neighbor, replacement. Something like that, something like this. I realize, we can save all of our passwords and everything else. Saving a bit of information about where your keys are, taking the extra second to be able to give one of the, these a stamp on there. Frankly, if you're the type of person, and I recommend this, if you have neighbors and friends who come over and look after your house or what have you, you never know when you're going to have to reclaim that key or what's going on there. So just having these marked it's always given me peace of mind. It's always given me a way to say, these are the keys I own, these are where they should be, yes, they're all accounted for. So maybe that works for you. If you like it, use that. If you don't like it, what are you going to do? You can just put a bunch of stamps and, whatever you want. Maybe you're home making your own firearms. You got to put a serial number on that shit to make it legal. So whatever you want to do, stay safe out there and have a good time. Hey, thank you very much for watching, as always. Time for the Pelican prize box, right? For those who don't remember, or those who are just joining us, this box consists of a lot of things that I have acquired over the years that I don't use anymore. Now, they're not exactly trash. They're nice, but they're just taking up space in my drawers. So sometimes they're gifts, and sometimes there are experiments that didn't go anywhere. Sometimes they're just funny trade show giveaways. Like, all right, JL Billets, they obviously make rails and rail accessories. If you are so tactical that you need pick rail on everything in your life, and maybe you have your keys to your gun case and you want to put them somewhere, so why not put them on this keychain? Yeah, I mean, this is entirely the kind of thing that someone hands you at SHOT Show, and it looks cool as shit. You're like, oh, I love this, and then 30 seconds later, as you're holding it, you're like, what am I ever going to do with this? Well, I'll tell you what you do with it, is you put it in a drawer for 2.5 years, and then you tell yourself, I'm going to throw this out, I'm never going to use it. But then you say, but it's genuine, it's aluminum, it's really nicely milled aluminum. So instead what you do is you have a shitty YouTube channel, and you don't know why anyone pays attention to you, and you don't have Patreon, and you don't have a subscription model because you're not revenuing and monetizing anything. You just have a bunch of viewers that you want to give stuff away to. So you tell those viewers to sound off down in the comments, and if you use a certain magic word, we have a random script that will choose one of you, and the word this week, what the fuck am I drinking? The word is Cabernet. Sure, why not? Yeah, use the word Cabernet. The hardest part will be figuring out how to spell it correctly for some of you. Put that down there. I will randomly choose one of you using an internet site. I will respond to you, get a mailing address, and you could have the most tactical keychain on the block. Why not? From me to you. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Think you can just borrow my tools, never bring them back? You've got another thing coming. Yeah. Now you're not going to get away with stealing my super piece of garbage, cheapo 6-position screwdriver. See? Says it right there. That's mine.